Crash Course DM.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Crash Course DM. It's me, Josh Greenway, your dungeon newbie and yes and man. Joining me today is a very special adventure party. I went down to the market and picked out some of the freshest comedy produce I could find, and we have a group of very fun and funny improvisers and comedians that I'll be DMing for tonight. So let's meet everybody really quick. We're going to preview their characters, and then we'll tell you about the adventure that we're going to be playing. Everybody, let's go around and just introduce yourself. Tell us a little something about you. What's your familiarity with D&D? And give us a snapshot of your character before we meet them for the first time. So let's start with a friend of the show, Nathan Zimmerer.
That's me. I'm Nathan Zimmerer. I'm an improv comedian and an animator. Animated some things for Crash Course DM already, and it's been a lot of fun. A fun thing about me is that I have a scar on my forehead, and I don't know how it got there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, do you see this little flower right here?
I will never not see it now for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of there. And my character is Rorsche the Rat, he's a one-man band. He used to be in a traveling circus for years and years and years. He is a halfling bard / rogue, but those years are behind him. The circus left him behind, and he doesn't know why, and he is very much down on his luck. He still has his one-man band on his backpack, and he plays on street corners for a pittance.
Heartbreaking stuff. I feel like he needs to get kidnapped and stuck into a game show for his own good. Amazing. And also on the adventure team, we have another very funny human being, Solomon Cruz.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Solomon Cruz. I've been improvising for a while, and I have been dungeon diving since college. So since 2009, 2010. I found it as a really good gateway to help nurture my creative and actor side to get into characters and actually write backstories. So I love D&D. It really helps with the acting, with the reading, with the imagination. I implore everybody to try at least one campaign. I promise you, you'll have a blast, especially with the right DM. Shout out to my man, JG.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I'm still going to try to kill you, though.
And my character, not to be confused with my character, is Coolie Styrofoam Jones. He is a streetwise monk from the town of Penance, and he hustled his way up to get the crime lord of the town north of his attention. He laid down a nice little trap for him where the crime lord thought that Coolie was being swindled for his earnings, when in reality, Coolie was trying to get this crime lord Lagareth. He tried to get Coolie. He tried to get him. He tried to teach Coolie a lesson, but Coolie was teaching him his patience, which is key when it comes to monks. That's Coolie Jones.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to meeting Coolie and seeing what kind of situation he is in when we zap him away for sure. And then up next we have Grace Campbell.
Hello, I'm Grace Campbell. I am an improviser by day and then also by other parts of the day. I actually do jujitsu, so I will fight you, Nathan.
Oh.
No, but I am a jujitsu coach and avid trainer of that. I've been doing that for about 11 years now.
I'm going to get a new scar on my forehead. All right.
Yeah, and you won't remember where that one came from either.
Yeah.
If I have anything to do with it. But I've been doing improv for off and on since college, so 15-ish years, and took like a 15-year break in between, but that's not important. I am going to be playing Eden Branch. She is a druid she has really big dreams of being a national park ranger one day. She just really can't pass any of the tests, so she is happily taking the tickets at the gate to let people into the park. She has started to notice that people just don't respect the park like she does, so she has taken it upon herself to start enacting her revenge on the park goers that trample or break branches or leave little crumbs around that they shouldn't be leaving. So, sometimes a hiker goes missing, like maybe their car doesn't start and a bear happens to happen upon it. Who knows? She is well-meaning. She is a wood elf, so she is a pureblood elf, and she will remind you.
Oh, wow. So she's a mildly racist environmental terrorist.
Yeah. Oh, come on. But she means well.
The phrase mildly racist.
You wouldn't suspect her.
Yeah, I don't know. What is it? The other thing I hear say, gently racist?
Gently
Is
racist.
Gently racist.
Especially in like D&D, where it's like the race is like, like what is it?
Yeah. But only against other elves.
Yeah, like
And humans. Like everyone else is fine.
Other humanoids.
Other
are
humanoids.
exempt.
Yeah, sure.
And rounding out our adventure party, we have Patrick Bean.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Yes, Patrick Bean, stand-up comedian, former improviser. I used to do improv a lot about 12, 13 years ago, and now just primarily do stand-up.
Heck yeah. And you do stand up in the Phoenix metro area? Do you
Yes.
tour as well?
Working on it. I will occasionally go back east and do some shows and trying to get into some festivals. So, bouncing around, going wherever I can.
Nice. Do you have anything in April or May for when this will be coming out?
Oh, God, no. Off the top of my head, no. I can plug my Amazon special. We can
All
do
right.
that.
Yeah, do it, man.
On
Plug your
Zen,
Amazon special.
Zen Comedy on Amazon Prime. Right on. Me and other Phoenix comics. It's not just me. I
Oh,
want to put that
okay.
it's not just a solo special.
We'll see if that makes the edit. But anyways,
Perfect.
that's awesome. And our other improvisers here, you all are improvisers at the Bridge.
Bridge
Comedy
Improv.
Theater.
Bridge Improv.
Yeah,
Right.
which, spoiler alert, me too. But that's that sentence is alarming. Yeah, I know. Who knew? So by the time this comes out, we will be in our new spot at Mesa Riverview. Is
Yes,
that it?
sir.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yay.
right next to the Bass Pro Shop.
hell yeah. So if you're in the Phoenix area, some of our listeners are, and you're looking to hang out at Bass Pro Shop and catch an improv comedy show, we're there most weekends, I think is fair to say, some of us.
I am President Theodore Roosevelt. It's very simple. The 26th president of these here United States of America, Theodore Roosevelt.
Teddy.
And we meet him immediately after taking the oath of office. Like he finishes the sentence and then we meet him.
Okay.
Fantastic. I mean, no follow-up questions, right? I think
So
we
this is
all,
before the wolf thing.
What wolf thing?
How like there was like wolves that were overtaking the deer, so he
Yes.
put out an issue to hunt wolves, and he overhunted wolves, and then the deers destroyed like the forest.
Yes,
Oh,
but he
yes.
also set up a National Forest Service, so like I'm pretty conflicted about. And he's a human.
But this is before that.
This is all before. We're talking 1901.
Yeah, but
He has
I feel
just
like I have
been sworn in.
knowledge of this,
Yeah,
like,
He has. You might know more than me. You have.
I
Yes,
feel
but
like he's a celebrity in my head, at least.
he's been the vice president for about 6 months, and he was bored to tears with the job. And then McKinley gets assassinated, and he has to step up to the plate.
Oh, this is fantastic. I cannot wait to meet this ragtag bunch of adventurers as you're all pulled into this together. One of the things that I do is I'll typically call my shot about the episode, and we're going to hand that off to Past Josh earlier today. Hello, it's Past Josh here. Let's jump into the hopes and fears for this session. We've got some new players at the table for this arc, and 3 of the 4 are new to me as players overall. They are going to be playing an adventure inspired by the old TV show Legends of the Hidden Temple, and we've planned a lot of fun stuff around that. So I'm hoping I can keep all of our players engaged with the satisfying game while keeping things accessible to the newer folks to the table. Daniel, myself, and other Daniel, another friend of the show, created an encounter called Bulettesketball, which I'm hoping is fun and gives the players great opportunities for roleplay. While we've kept the encounter fairly simple, I am mildly worried about time getting away from us. We've got some other games lined up as well after our first encounter with the Bullets, but those we're likely to get into in the second episode, so we'll talk about that next time. This adventure is on some mild to aggressive rails, so I'm hoping I've teed up the players and designed the world in a way that is conducive to this while still feeling rewarding. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't worried that the players may find some way to break the game, which could be its own kind of fun too. Let's see how it goes. I want to go through a few goals that I have for myself, and we'll kind of touch base on those at the end. With my goals, what I'm working through today is my number one problem on this fucking show is time management. Like it almost never takes the timing that I expect it will, which is just D&D as fuck. But I want to be better at that, and so I have designed this in a way where it will take place over the course of 2 sessions or 4 episodes with our audience, and I have pretty clear points that I want to be able to hit that I'll kind of hold myself accountable to with you guys as we get to the end about how far we'll get in the adventure today. So time management, first one, and then encouraging creative problem solving. I mentioned this to you all at the start, but like I want to be specific throughout about teeing you up. Like, here's the obvious scenario, and I just want to remind you again in a thoughtful DM way that you're in a world where you can be creative, because I think sometimes it's easy to fall into the rut of like, well, I attack it or whatever. But it's a creative world. Like, let's do what we want, and the rule of cool generally abides. Other goal for myself is I want to make the game accessible for some of our less experienced players at the table while running some more high-octane level 6 character shenanigans. So want to be able to set you up to have a good time and then just be available as a resource to you through the game, and hopefully just continue making your time playing D&D fun. I want to get some experience DMing and storytelling with a table of mostly new players, which is all of you. And Nathan has actually only played with me once, so it's still pretty fresh. It's still pretty fresh.
It's only my second time playing ever.
Same.
Oh,
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited, dude. I love this.
Same. I feel it. I feel there's an electricity
Yeah.
here. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be a time
It'll be
of our
silly.
lives.
Mhm.
It should be. The Adventure Party has won an all-expenses-paid instant teleportation to participate in the Collide's latest and not at all legally sanctioned game show, Secrets of the Secret Sanctum, hosted by social media influencer, streamer, and bona fide hustler Croak Frog. You will have been unceremoniously zapped away from whatever it is that you're doing right now to participate in a series of trials to curry the favor of a live stream audience known as the Chat and win a bunch of money and hopefully not be killed at the end. However, all may not be as it seems on the surface. Try to survive all the way through and untold riches await. Don't, and they don't. Secrets of the Secret Sanctum. We open on 4 people occupying different places in time and space. The first character we see, let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
15.
4.
11.
18. We're adding our initiative
Yep,
modifier.
absolutely.
19.
14.
18.
14.
Where is Eden Branch in the moments before she gets zapped up? What's she doing?
So Eden Branch is just in her ticket booth minding her.
Also, what does she look like?
Okay, so
Yeah.
Eden Branch is like, she has got her typical park ranger uniform on. And well, it's not really park ranger. She's the gate guard, but she's got her khaki shorts on, her khaki button down, and then she does like to wear like her Elf Scouts sash still that has like all of the badges that she's earned over the years. Just to remind everyone that she does have some skills, even though she can't be a park ranger yet. And she's got her hair kind of tied back because she's, got to be ready at a moment's notice. But she's got red hair, kind of copperish hue, skin as wood elves do, and the typical other elven features. So Eden is in the forest. So she has just kind of been cornered. She's maybe met like a wall or like an outcropping where she cannot go any further in her current elf form without alerting anybody. And the dogs and police and authorities are closing in on her. There's probably a helicopter up above. She has been maybe running through the forest for a little bit, trying to evade the authorities.
Eden is running through the forest with the authorities or away from the authorities, and is looking for a safe space, somewhere to just stash away for a second before the heat will die off. There are, just like Imperial Guard up in the air on broomsticks, trying to find her with their like arcane lamps. There are dogs shouting in the nearby trees. She goes barreling around a corner and make a dexterity saving throw.
14?
You barrel around a corner and you see next to the tree that you're getting ready to turn around, you see a foot that is cropped up like they're trying to trip you as you go slipping around the tree. And you jump over the foot effortlessly gliding past a guard that is hiding behind the tree. They try to slice at you with a scimitar, but you're too fast. You just go right through them. And you bust your way into a clearing, and you see a wall of city guards. They have arrows drawn on you. There are wizards up in the sky, and there is a voice on a loudspeaker that says, Eden Branch, surrender now or we're going to start shooting.
I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure. I was just taking tickets.
We have the video evidence. We know what you did, ma'am. Please come with us.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? You don't?
Surely this is a mistake. I don't know. I don't know anything.
All right, guys. She's resisting arrest. Go ahead, open fire. And these hundreds of archers draw their bows back and launch arrows. Jeez. And 2 wizards shoot fireballs off at you. How do you react?
I jump high into the air. I'm going to jump over all these arrows.
Okay.
Make an athletics check.
Let's go.
What a choice.
13.
Wait, you have a negative
Yeah.
modifier?
Hey, let's go.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, I'll learn to make better choices. She's panicking.
It's fair.
Eden panics. She tries to jump over the arrows and does manage to get over a few. Several hit a log next to you. And they're starting to rain down heavier and heavier now, and the fireballs approach. 4 huge fireballs have lit up the sky. They're heading in your direction, and everything starts to go fuzzy. Kind of like when your eyes go out of focus, or you're trying to look at one of those stupid fucking magic eye things that don't work for real. The fight around you, the noise of it starts to fade out into a high-pitched whining sound, and your vision fades to black. And then we cut to Coolie Jones. Do you have a situation? Who's your guy? Where do we meet him?
All right, bet. So Coolie Jones is aerial shot, pan. You see smoke just in a room. As it pans down, you see 2 gentlemen just like each puffing on like their version of weed. And they're just passing back philosophies. Coolie's talking to his now mentor, Lagaroth.
Is that what the weed is called? Philosophies?
It's called philosophy. Yeah, the weed's called philosophy.
That's good.
You like that one? Yeah, they're passing each other philosophies. You know, Lagaroth is like, a fair trade ain't no swindle. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Once you give somebody a fair chance to win their money, then you can walk away knowing that you beat them. But if you give nobody a chance, then why are you even playing the game, just being a bully? And Coolie's like, yeah, no, I get it. It's just I have to break even at the end of the day. So as long as I put that even in my right pocket, the left will always be balanced for a good time. The Lagaroth's like, I feel that. But you know you have to watch out for halflings. They're lucky. So even if you play the game right, they still might make you start over. And then Coolie's like, and you know what else? There's one thing I noticed around this.
As Coolie opens his mouth to describe what he's noticed around this town, the dark and light of his vision inverts, and he begins to spin around and around, the world spinning around him. And it doesn't even seem like Lagaroth has noticed anything about it. He's continuing the conversation. Every time that he spins around, and he spins faster and faster, and everything blends together in a series of horizontal streaks. Sound fades away. You can only hear the blood rushing through your eardrums. Colors and shadows combine in sections of black and white light. And as your vision swirls and you spin faster, everything fades to black.
Oh, shit. Man, this philosophy's crazy.
Some good stuff.
Where is Rorsche the Rat?
It is a dark, gray, stormy day. The rain is coming down in sheets, so much so that you can't see 15 feet in front of you. Rorsche the Rat, a hunched back little halfling with this massive one-man band backpack, just about as big as he is, just like taking up all of his weight, is standing on a street corner. Only a single street lamp is illuminating the area around him, and he's playing a very sad tune, hoping that someone will pass by. And one person does pass by. He kind of hobbles over to them and says, "Hey, fella, a spare a gold coin?"
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Ooh. First roll is a 19.
There you go.
Second roll is a 9, but it's plus 8.
There you go.
17.
I say, old man, yes, you look like you could use some gold and perhaps a good hot meal.
He flips you a gold coin.
Thank you very much, sir. Here's a tune just for you. And he pulls his left hand back to a crank that's on his backpack and begins slowly turning it and then picking up speed. And cymbals and drums slowly start to play in his little one-man band backpack. And he pulls out a jaw harp and starts twanging along to the song as it goes on. And as he does this, he's gonna stop cranking with one hand and try and take another few gold pieces.
Make a performance check first.
Okay, 13.
Okay, he's like moderately impressed. He's like,
Yes, my child can't quite do this. This is pretty good.
make a stealth check
Okay.
or sleight of hand if you.
Oh, I'll do sleight of hand. Oh, baby, 25 total.
So describe for us what he does to just absolutely snake this gold out of the snooty guy's pocket.
So it all happens in just a few seconds. He stops cranking with the one hand, and the crank kind of keeps turning around as it does so. And he pulls out a dagger out of his pocket real quick and makes a quick slash across the coin purse that the guy just took a gold piece out of, and lets his hand below it for just a second to grab whatever's going to fall out first, and then quickly bring it back and keep cranking.
Yeah, he gets 5 gold pieces by doing that.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I've got 6 money now. That's more than I had earlier. And he's just jamming along like.
Yeah, can you describe the song for us that he's playing? Like, what is it?
With the jaw harp included, it's kind of like a country bluegrass kind of thing that he's playing right now because he's in a little bit of a somber mood because he couldn't eat this morning.
I see. Is that what the song was called? Couldn't eat this morning?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's fantastic. And as Rorsche bites the end of one of the coins to make sure they're authentic, the man gets a little ways down the street and then he does turn around alarmed and he's like, I say, hold on a moment.
Rorsche is going to turn around and immediately start running, but the song is still playing because he can't just turn it off that quickly. He needs to really force the crank back the other way. And so it's just the song. The song is slowing down a little bit, just as he's hobbling around, running.
The rain is pushing the crank around.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Unfortunately, the device in the rain with all of the mud around, it's making the terrain a little bit difficult. Make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay, 14 total.
A 14. Nice. Okay, so as Rorsche hauls ass away and the song slowly winds down as the machine deflates behind him, you almost slip into some mud face first, but you catch yourself in your stride and you use it as a way to kind of bound across and down some stairs you were running into. And right as you land at the bottom of the stairs on your feet, solid, the world falls underneath you and you are plummeting down, 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 shrinking into the ground. The rocks and the dirt rush up and you start passing between pieces of stone and gravel and grass and plants, falling into the dark spaces between matter and molecules, and eventually everything goes dark.
They still won't catch me.
And then we have Theodore Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt.
President William McKinley has been assassinated.
Yes, he has.
The surviving McKinley family members and most of the cabinet of the former president have gathered in a stuffy library of the McKinley family home to pay their respects to the now fallen president and to witness the swearing in of Theodore Roosevelt, once VP and future American president. John R. Hazel is in attendance and has just finished giving Theodore the final line of the presidential oath of office. Why don't you go ahead and describe Theodore Roosevelt for us and give us that last line of the presidential oath of office?
Okay, so Theodore Roosevelt is dressed, pretty properly, despite he was in the middle of a vacation when all this happened, so he's a little perturbed, but he's obviously somber that his friend, President McKinley, former President McKinley now, has been been assassinated, but also the vice presidency has given him a lot of time to just kind of sit around. He was very bored with this job. So there is that slight bit of excitement that, okay, now we're perhaps about to embark on a new adventure as the leader of America. And I believe the final line, without any research, because I'm just that good of a history major, is, "And I solemnly swear to be president."
I'm learning
along those lines. Yes.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah, no, this is... Have you ever heard of AP history?
I failed that class, dude.
Well, I've heard of it. That's all. I didn't take it, but I was there.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, exactly. I had lunch down the hall from it.
All
That's-
philosophies there? Is history? Is that what it is?
Yes, 100%.
Pass to the left and right back around.
Keep passing that philosophy.
You're passing that philosophy?
Philosophies?
And John Hazel pulls the Bible away that Theodore was swearing in on. He's like,
Well, I guess that's close enough, old bean. Sure. Yeah, you'll be president. Can we get out of these people's home now so they can, I guess, mourn their... Are you listening? Hello?
Yes, if you
Mr.
insist, yes. Okay, I didn't want to.
hello, Mr. President.
I'm
And he
here.
starts waving his hand in front of your face. Hello? And he doesn't seem to hear you as you speak back at him.
Yes, no, we can absolutely leave and let the McKinleys grieve our fallen friend and just... Can
And
you
his
hear me?
face starts to turn into squares in front of you.
Oh,
And he
What is
becomes more and more abstract looking. More modern mind might say he's pixelating, and then the entire world around you becomes less defined. Everything is a series of squares.
what is this?
Everything's turned into a series of base colors, browns and yellows and greens, all just kind of pulsing and pushing. And the 3D environment you were just in starts to flatten out and fade away.
What is going on? What? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Sounds rapidly fade. Your own voice you can't hear anymore. And John Hazel and the rest of the available cabinet members just look curiously as the world pixelates around you and you fade into the dark.
Oh, this can't be good. Is this what it is to be president? just blandness?
The world slowly fades into view from an inky black to a less inky blue and black room of stone. You're in a small area where the lighting turns out is perfect, even though there's no real main source. The walls on one side of the room are covered in all-seeing eyes and one enchanted Polaroid camera that appears to be running through a magical means. And along the other wall are a series of little statues. You'll have a battle map for each of the rooms that you end up getting through. This is your first room that you fade in on, and you are each on one of these platforms, basically, that are in the back of the room.
Okay.
And you just happen to see the statues arrayed in front of you. Do you have any initial reactions as you all come to in the same room?
Can I send a message back to? Can I leave a druidic message for my people back at home?
Can you give me the language of that?
Druidic.
Fantastic. All right. Can you, it's a spell you want to cast?
No,
or
I could just leave druidic message and I fuck you, I got away.
Honestly, that's fantastic. So you inscribe the world around you with faint magical energy along distinct pathways, settling, changing nature itself into the form of a message. Rad. Okay, the range is touch. So the elements you are imprinting or sending the message have to be like within touching distance.
Oh, damn.
Sorry. That's what I was trying to figure out if it was like
the log before I leave.
I mean, narratively, I think it would be funny if, as you saw the stuff flying down at you, you just leave a message
Touch
in
the log and I, fuck you, I'm getting away.
So before you get zapped away, you leave a little parting message for them.
You get cut off and it just says fuck you.
Okay. Any other reactions to the fact that you've just landed in this room? Oh, there is a door, but it is currently closed and barred. It's a very heavy-looking metal gate.
Rorsche the Rat is just gonna cough a whole bunch and just kind of sit down and not even like he doesn't realize that he's just like in a new place. He's just like, oh, I got away. All right.
I think I'm just gonna look around oh, this is the ranger test they've been telling me about, and this must be it. So I'm gonna look around for some elements, some forestry.
Okay. Make a. Are you looking specifically for nature-y things, or are you just checking around?
Yeah, just kind of checking to see what the room's made out of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Oh, that's gonna be a 5.
Investigation check. Okay, everything looks like it's made of some kind of wood. There's some plants that have grown in over time from lack of maintenance. This is not a very well maintained area. It seems to be some kind of temple thing that you can see. How does Teddy react to being ported away from promising to be the president?
I think sheer confusion at first, followed with just anger and just, who are you? What? Where have we gone? What? Are you the people? And he looks around and he sees the people around him. He's like, hey, did you kill McKinley? Where did you take me? Where am I? I am the president.
What?
I said I'm the Did you kill McKinley? And he like draws his revolver and just points it at Rorsche.
Rorsche isn't even gonna like blink twice. He's just gonna be like, all right, shoot me.
But it can't be that easy. I'd rather we do some fisticuffs.
The song is also still playing. At this point, it is incredibly slow. It's like it doesn't even sound like music. It's just just it keeps going.
Put your terrible violin away. Put your dukes up.
Nah, I'm just gonna breathe.
Won't be breathing for long. Who are you all? What is going on here?
And what does Coolie do?
So I immediately roll stealth.
Okay,
I
yeah.
immediately
Make a stealth check.
So 7 + 7, 14.
Okay, what are you rolling for? What do you...
So my initial instincts is to get into the least visible part of this room, and I want to detect magic.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't say anything. I'm mainly just to, if I can detect magic on this platform, just to see what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, and detect magic, that just works, right? You have to use a spell slot or something, but it just... Or is it a cantrip?
Yeah, so it's a first level detect magic,
Okay.
30 feet, concentration up to 10 minutes, free rule. And yeah, I just detect any magic that's in the area. If it's arcane. Oh yeah, there's nothing to roll.
It's within 30 feet. You get standing on the platform, you can sense that this platform is magic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so all of the platforms are magic. There are these dragon-headed like sconces in between the platforms that seem to be running off of some arcane energy, and you can sense that there's a lot of other magical stuff in this room and indeed just around you.
Okay.
There seems to be a high presence of magic.
Okay. Yeah, I don't say anything. I'm kind of just feeling out where I'm at, like testing the weight on the floor underneath me, seeing if I'm suspended anyway, and kind of getting my bearings in my dark vision, just to see if I'm still able to. Can I do a quick perception check on these 3 idols up here?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Also, you all have 1 d20 of inspiration from me for your backstories to just use for whatever you want.
Cool. I would love to use that right now because I rolled a 1.
Perfect timing.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So you use your inspiration.
Yeah. So 3 + 5, 8.
And 8 for perception.
Yeah.
You can tell that.
Oh wait, I have passive perception, which is 16.
Okay, with a passive perception of 16, make a history check.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, all of you roll history checks.
Okay.
11.
Oh, that's a 20.
Ooh.
That's a dirty 20.
Is that natty 20?
That's a dirty 20.
Oh, it's a dirty.
Is it a dirty?
I have 16.
16. Okay, so 16, 20,
11,
17.
and 17. Okay, everybody except Coolie, and I think this actually makes sense backstory-wise, everybody except Coolie has actually seen episodes of Secrets of the Secret Sanctum. You know exactly where you are right now.
Ooh.
Theodore Roosevelt has
Teddy
seen-
Oh, shit. No,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was gonna say,
Theodore
wait,
Roosevelt
what?
definitely is not. I forgot who your guy was. Let me think that through. Sorry. Okay, so Theodore Roosevelt can tell that he's on some kind of game show.
Okay.
The others, which
Some form of
is
nonsense.
tenuous at best, but we're fucking going with it. But yeah, Rorsche and Eden, you both know exactly where you are right now.
Oh, it's that place. I've seen this on the TVs and the shop windows. Oh, we're gonna get rich. We're all gonna get rich.
What?
What?
I'm just glad to be included. I've never won anything. I've never been included in anything like this.
Well,
before.
get used to it because usually things like this don't happen to people. Okay.
Oh my god.
Getting rich is easy. What's the catch?
Yeah, my dad just died.
This is so awkward, but is that Theodore Roosevelt over there?
Yes. Hi.
I have no idea what
I'm
you're
a
talking about.
huge National Parks fan. Like, I'm just kind of a big fan.
Oh, yes, of course. I value nature.
Oh my God. You don't know this, but you're going to be so cool soon.
That implies I'm not cool now. Actually, I'm
And then a
quite warm
voice
and-
crackles in and feeds back slightly on a loudspeaker.
Welcome to the Collide's #1 new game show, Secrets of the Secret Sanctum.
And the disembodied voice continues.
Brought to you with the help of, but not officially sponsored by, Newman Beverage Company and Dante's Magic Mountain Incorporated. Use promo code SOTSS for 10% off of any fine beverage establishment, travel agency, or when buying magical items.
And then a video screen flickers on each of the walls, so that no matter where you look, you can see a very large, muscly bullywug in a blue denim shirt and khaki pants with a leather fanny pack and a magic wand holstered to his hip. He unfolds his arms, puts them at his froggy hips, occasionally gesturing at the camera for emphasis, like he's trying to be relatable in a very canned way.
I'm your host, Kirk Frog, and we've got some fresh meat. Today we've assembled the perfect adventure party to run the gauntlet and come out on the other side alive and, more importantly, rich beyond their wildest dreams. Let's meet our players, and players, don't forget to show up for the crowd. One of the more important aspects of the show, as you know, is where we check in with the chat and see how they're feeling. Then they have an opportunity to help or hinder the teams in the next encounter.
And as he says, the chat, your vision, you start to see words float in, and you can read parts of things that people are saying about the show and about the player. It's like, oh, Coolie's got like really cool glasses on. That's really great. Or like, wow, is Rorsche okay? That sound is still happening. What is going on? And is that Theodore Roosevelt? What is happening right now? Oh, Eden, that's great. I follow her on the Rendezvous scroll. She's kind of crazy.
I'm kind of dirty right now because I was just in the forest. I'm so sorry.
Hashtag Dirty Eden.
Rorsche the Rat gets up and shakes himself like a dog to get the rain off of him.
Are you an actual rat?
No,
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
halfling.
Oh, okay.
So what?
Eden has kind of been like mouthing all of this because she watches it alone at home. Like she just like knows.
So excited to be there.
like knows the ads.
The host continues and says, shit, where did it go? Sorry.
So if you show the chat some love, they'll show you some love in return. Phone it in with the chat, and well, let's just say none of the winners have ever phoned it in with the chat. Pick your team name and go ahead and introduce yourselves to everybody.
and lights appear that spotlight each of the statues in the back of the room. And you can choose what you want the emblem of your team to be. You can be the Crimson Chicken Cabras, the Orange Owl Bears, the Mithril Manticores, the Blue Beholders, or the Golden Griffins. You are all going to be on the same team. So literally the first statue that any of you touches is going to be your team flavor.
Oh, that we have to touch.
Yeah, so you have to go grab whichever will be your emblem.
Okay. Well, I think since Teddy's here, he's going to go for the owl.
You don't want to coordinate with the other people. He's just going to...
Rorsche is just
Be
gonna
charged.
start sprinting towards the golden griffin because he thinks gold and that's a good thing.
Okay. So wait. I'm going to write these down. So Rorsche is going to try to go for the golden griffin. Teddy's going for the owl bear.
Yes.
Okay, what does Eden do?
I think Eden is just enticed by the humans being kind of silly right now, and even a half human.
Just watching.
Just like watch, like almost like cheesing to the camera, like a little office, like Jim.
Okay. And then what does Coolie do?
Coolie
Styrofoam.
sees the enthusiasm of the Rorsche the Rat, and he understands Rorsche the Rat to have the most familiarity with this.
Mhm.
So he kind of gravitates with the rat.
Okay, so Rorsche and Coolie are running for the griffin, and then Theodore is going for the owl bear. So whichever you gets to the figure first is going to be what your whole team's thing is. So you will all be either the owl bears or the griffins, depending on who gets there first. So
Okay.
you motherfuckers are going to race right now. These squares are 5 feet. Again, creative solutions are creative solutions. So you want to think about how you're going to get this first. And then once your team name is picked, you will introduce yourselves to the crowd and you'll have an opportunity to show off a little bit and make your own individualized checks after that. So
Okay.
What is shocking grasp?
Shocking Grasp is...
It's a reaction. I believe you have to be in melee range.
It's a touch range. Touch.
Yeah, so you got to...
So I
It's like a
have to
melee
touch.
spell attack, essentially.
Cool.
I look into the eagerness of Rorsche the Rat, and I say, Gold Griffin.
Gold Griffin. He says that as he's still sprinting.
So then I use my Step of the Wind dash to double my speed to shoot to the Gold Griffin.
Okay, so really quickly, let's roll for initiative. Those who are running for the statues.
Yep.
We'll see who gets to act first.
So it says my initiative is +7, but at the very bottom, so I have the feat alert.
Oh, so you get a +5.
Yeah, so this says
mine's
+3.
+3.
Oh, +3.
Yeah.
I've been playing too much Baldur's Gate.
Well, I would get athletics on this, right?
It should just be, you should have an initiative modifier.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
And then I also have a feat that is initiative swap, where immediately after you roll initiative, I can swap with
fuck.
with a willing ally in the same combat.
Such a harsh.
So yeah, I feel like I can.
Just pulling out all
Fuck
the
this
stops
up.
to get this fucking statue.
So it's actually a +10 in it because my initiative's +7.
Oh my god.
crap.
And then if you want to, well, I mean, it's 22. I rolled a 12.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay. What?
I rolled a 15, but I have +0 in it.
Oh fuck. And Rorsche
Total of 18.
18. Okay, so 24 takes it. So you're first in the initiative.
Okay, yes, I book it.
Step of the Wind. I think. I mean, the squares are 5 feet.
5
so
feet?
I think you can.
Okay, so 1 and diagonal counts as 5.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 10. So I'm right in front of it. I'm not on it.
Okay, you're right in front of.
But I am in striking distance.
Oh no, yeah, you got it. You can grab it. Yeah, you absolutely grab it. Okay, you go grab the golden griffin, and a very loud like echoes from the walls. The lights go down. They come back up with like a gold tint to them. Any banners on the wall, the accents of the furniture are gold now, and you hear the voice of Croak Frog again. Welcome, golden griffins, to the game. And the other statues all melt into the floor and they disappear. As Coolie touches the golden griffin, I need you all to make wisdom saving throws.
Nice.
Nice. 5.
4.
16.
Yo, that's why I stayed on my pillar thingy.
This worked out great for me. Okay, so 5, 4, 16, and 9. Awesome. You all fail.
Okay.
As you touch the golden griffin statue, these little jerseys appear over the clothing that you wear. So you all have these like little shitty gold tunics on that look like they've been worn a bunch of times before. And as they appear around your bodies, you feel a drag at the back of your soul. Weirdly, like you've never had a drag on your soul before, but you're pretty sure this is what it would feel like. Something just feels weird and off about this situation, and you all permanently lose 1 hit point.
Oh. I have magical immunity.
Ooh, tell me about it.
It just says immunity is magical.
Oh, yeah, I have that too.
Oh, so you have advantage on the saving throw.
Oh, cool.
So you can try to
I
reroll
can do
it.
it again. Oh no. Okay, well, still 5.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I fucked up.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, this dice is going away.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you still super fail. But yeah, something feels off and you all permanently lose 1 hit point. And then the announcer comes back on the line. Croak comes back on and says, "Go ahead, Golden Griffins. You're ready. Tell us who you are. Introduce yourselves to the chat." And you start to see a bunch of the little messages pop up again, like question marks, thinking emojis.
Rorsche doesn't know where the camera is, and so he's just gonna like spin around wildly and try and like look for it. And as he does that, he's gonna introduce himself. He says, "Oh, I'm Rorsche. I'm here to get rich or die trying."
I look at the camera that was on the wall with all the eyes, and I say, "I'm Coolie Styrofoam Jones, and I'm your new favorite player."
Oh shit. That was good. That was good.
I'm like still a little flustered from that because that was so cool. I also look that direction because I'm going to follow that. I'm Eden Branch, and I'm so happy that I'm here, not getting arrested.
I think Teddy is still like, with all the flashing lights and everything, like he just heard there was a contest, which is why I was like, oh, I'm closest to that owl. So he's gonna go for that. But now he sees he wasn't first, so he's more like, am I not president anymore? Like what? I didn't get this. I didn't get the wings. Did I pick wrong? I don't know.
So
Like
funny.
he's got like his pistol and a sword drawn because he always carries it on him, and he's just like ready. Like what is about to happen? He is so confused.
So he doesn't even say anything. He's like pulling firearms half out of their holster.
Yeah, he's just like ready. He's double wielding a pistol and a sword, just like what's happening.
Text appears below him and just flashes Teddy Roosevelt! Exclamation point.
Yeah, there's a history buff in the chat. Like I love this guy.
Okay, so everybody make performance checks. Coolie, go ahead and make yours with advantage.
Okay.
15 for
Wait.
Rorsche the Rat.
Teddy got an 18.
I got a 3.
Ah, fuck. 7.
Okay.
He fully thinks that environmental Terrago, and that is she has been saved by some god of some sort.
So yeah, there's a little bit of back and forth chatter in the chat. A lot of folks are talking about Coolie and Eden, and they're like, I don't know, did you hear? Like, I don't think she's the one that was in the newspaper article. She's kind of insane. I don't know if we should be supporting this right now. Like, do we not cancel people anymore here? What's happening? And they're like, Coolie, like Styrofoam, what? That's not good for the environment. Like, why is he? What?
Pure red elf for life.
on the same. But they are, on one hand, so enamored with the Theodore Roosevelt appearing.
Nice.
The lunchman like, he does great stuff for national parks. It's a very environmental crowd, I guess. And then they're just like taken aback by Rorsch's confused, like, but violent greed. And it just really like endears him to the audience. They're like, oh, I hope they make a plushie of him. He's so cute. Oh my God.
He spits a little bit on his shirt. He's so excited.
Ow.
Half of you made the check for the group performance for announcing yourselves as the team, and we're going to make a couple of these checks as we go. Sometimes I'll fucking throw one at you if you show off a little bit anyways, and we'll see how it goes. So you might trigger them in your own actions, but as we're in between sessions, we'll do these. And if most of you impress the crowd, then you'll get some kind of a boon that we'll roll for. If most of you fail, something not so great will happen to you in the next round from the chat and whatever they think would be fun to do. You have landed in neutral territory. So there's most likely you will get something good, but there is a 1 in 3 chance that something bad could happen from the chat too. And so that's how this mechanic will work for you as players as we go through this. As you announce yourselves and the chat reacts, the gate that blocks the top part of the room that you're in peels away, just sort of disappears into the walls, and you are able to pass through the next door, the next doorway here. So you're going to get into your first gauntlet interaction.
Rorsche the Rat, as he enters this room, he is going to start playing war music, like the heavy beat of drums, just with his little backpack. He's turning the crank, and it's just going like.
Now you're
Oh
talking.
my God. Yeah, make a performance check, my man.
Oh, that is a nat 20.
Yes.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Natty 20.
The chat pops off again, like, he's so cute, and this fucking slaps. Oh my God. People start sampling it and stitching it into their own like fantasy Instagram posts and using it as a soundtrack. Like, you have a viral moment here, and you have actually pushed your team into only positive results for the chat interaction for this round.
Hell yeah.
I think Eden's like starting to see herself falling behind again. Like people are not liking her as normal. So she's so you're gonna see like some cracks in the armor of like her, like almost like shifting a little bit into like a bear type form, and just getting kind of a little grumpy about it.
I start to dance.
Oh, yeah.
to the
She's
beat.
trying to hold it
I start to
together.
dance to the beat. I'm like, oh shit, that's a dope ass drum. I'm like, all right.
I think while Teddy's comforted by the drum, he's still like, what the hell is going on here? Like,
Eden's gonna start using violence.
Everybody, yeah, you walk out into a vaguely outdoors arena and you all get super aggressive. You find yourselves inside of a huge arena. There is an arcane sky above you, enchanted to make it look like you're outside. It is 500 feet long and 230 feet wide. I think that might be right for there. But the center area is covered in a loose dirt and sand, and the edge sections sort of rise up into these steep walls of paved stone. There are little soft mounds of dirt that move periodically around the ground, almost like something is swimming in the dirt. The walls that line the arena go up for 30 feet straight up, and on each side of the arena is a single hoop affixed to the wall 20 feet off of the ground. A voice crackles and feeds back slightly again through some fantasy loudspeaker.
Welcome to round 1 of Secrets of the Secret Sanctum. We are going to have a great time today watching our adventurers working through the first phase of the gauntlet. Our first game today is a huge crowd favorite, Bulettesketball. Held as usual in the beautiful Newman Pygmy Bulette Nature Preserve and Ballpark. Let's meet our opposing team for this round.
A team rolls out wearing the red of the Crimson Chicken Cabras.
Bastards.
They're a bunch of musicians, social media influencers that some of you may or may not know, and they play a brief abbreviated version of their intros as they walk in. You have Brittany Spoons, a wood elf with overalls, a tattered straw hat, and she plays a pair of silver spoons as a percussion instrument. These are all bards, by the way.
Oh my God, I know.
Billy Eyelids, just a
Hell yeah.
just an actual beholder, but is hanging out with these other musicians. Megan, an actual stallion. Just a male horse named Megan who can beatbox. And then Tile the Destroyer, who is a human male interpretive dancer.
I'm just enamored by all of them.
Teddy is horrified. Guns drawn. So just like, what is happening?
All right, let's hold your horses. Let's not fire off any shots yet until you know the rules. All right, a set of pygmy bullets have been hidden in the ground, and your goal is to scare one of them up out of the ground or get them out in whatever way you can, and you want to knock them through one of those hoops up there. The team that makes the most points in 3 rounds wins, and the opposing team has to face the consequences.
Passive perception is high enough. You all see the other team look at each other nervously, like whenever the voice says face the consequences.
This is a nature preserve for pygmy bullets. These are the only ones left in existence, so make sure you don't kill them. Sure, there aren't enough here for genetic diversity, but the audience in the chat loves a good lost cause. So be careful. You could get on their bad side. Again, you need to find some way of getting the pygmy bullets out of the ground and through the hoops. This one's going to be about teamwork. This is going to go faster if you go together. And the voice cuts out. You're all going to roll for initiative. The person you're closest to an initiative number, you're going to be paired with. Okay, and we're going to do 3 rounds of this where it's you 4 against the opposing team. And I have kind of pre-rolled their checks on my end.
So it's 3, 17.
17.
15.
2.
Total of 22 for initiative for Rorsche.
Nice.
We are going to have Rorsche and Eden. You end up together on the field. You're just next to each other. And then the same thing with Coolie and Teddy. I've got the NPCs. I've got their placements ready for them. So the way this is going to work is, and again, creative solutions here. I'll give you an idea of one thing that you could do, but if you have another way you want to handle this, like if you can make sense of it and I can imagine it in my dumb, shitty fantasy brain, then we can make it happen if the rolls work out. So I have DC thresholds set for a bunch of different kinds of results here. So as an example, you could like do a perception to find a bullet, do something to trigger them to come up out of the ground. And then if you can get them into a ball shape in some way, they're going to be much easier to actually throw through the hoop. But the idea is to knock the creature through the hoop in some way or get them to go through it so that you score a point, at which point that bullet will run up the wall and disappear. And so you won't be able to score multiple times with the same one. But you want to do what you can to score points. It's 1 point for every time you get one through the hoop. Doesn't matter where you get it in from. If you do too much damage with your attacks, so if you use an attack to like knock it up like a baseball or whatever, or you do some fuckery to justify firing it out of a gun, they could take damage. And these are pygmy bullets, so they're very small, which means that they can't take a lot of hits before they die. And if they die, the chat will not like that. So we'll do our first round, and then you're going to get a interrupter from the crowd. Something will happen based on your performance checks, and you'll be able to do the next 2 rounds.
Okay.
So you guys can decide what you want to do and talk about it a little bit, strategize as your characters. But up first in the initiative, we do have Rorsche and Eden.
+7 on nature. So I feel like maybe I could convince them to kind of like, or I would know.
It might be
how
an
they can-
animal handling check if they're animals.
Okay, that's +2.
You see this thing on my back? That's the Songambulator Mark II.
Could you play their song?
I don't know their song. It only plays songs that I heard before. But back in the circus, what they used to do to get the crowd under control is they just had a man with a really big tuba, and he just played a big old honk. So I got that back here, and if I just put my back on the ground, I can make a big old honk. See if that scares them up.
Okay, and maybe I can like move the dirt with something.
So if you're working in an initiative order, you'll basically like the honk will be an action, and so you could also take an you basically each have an action and a bonus action. I just want to remind you that there are a couple. So you'll get it out of the ground. You also need to do something to get it through the hoop in case someone from the other team tries to take it versus scaring one up. And so it behooves you to launch them as soon as you get.
Once you get, maybe you honk it, and then I can, with my animal handling, I know it's dance to get it into like into a ball.
All right. That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. So Rorsche is going to step forward a little bit just to get as close to the hoop as possible. And then he's just going to like lay down on the ground, like with the Songambulator on the ground.
Before you do that, Eden should be in position, because if you do that action, Eden has to move and then do an action, but we get Eden in position first.
Okay, so that's what.
Yeah, so I'll hold my action until Eden's in position.
So
Nice.
If you're going to be the one doing the hoop thing, you should get close.
As close to this as possible.
And in D&D, low key, it's better to go diagonally.
Diagonal?
Yeah, because you go up and
I feel like I
towards.
had like a dashy type thing.
Everybody should have a dash.
Well,
depending on
but that
your
will
class.
use your action.
Yeah,
if you
depending on
dash.
your class.
Okay, so I can just move 35 feet, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
If you're going to use your instrument to try to scare these guys out of the ground, I think you're not doing anything magical with it, right? You're just playing the instrument. Okay.
No, just a big old honk.
Yeah. Go ahead and do a big ol' honk. Let's roll for big ol' honks. Use your performance.
All right. 14 total.
Okay, yeah, 14 beats the AC that you need to hit. So you play this loud honking note into the ground, and it does scare up a pygmy bullet, and a bunch of earthworms come crawling up out of the ground as well around it.
Gross.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my cunning action to hide. Rorsche is just back up against the wall and make himself as unnoticeable as possible, just in case someone comes up and tries to mess with Eden.
Do you have to make a stealth check, or you just, if you're hiding, I think you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a stealth check.
Oh,
that's a
yes.
nat 20.
Yeah!
It doesn't matter.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is definitely not Rorsche's first time having to like disappear into a wall after a performance. So very, very schooled as an effective wallflower. You duck in between some of the like looser bits of stone in the wall, and you can actually like back up into it. You're hidden from sight unless somebody's just looking right into the right spot. Also, just so anybody at the table can see what this thing is that I'm talking about when I refer to a bullet, they're a dirt shark. It's a very tiny version of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a baby
Yeah.
trimmer
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
with legs.
So that's what we're grabbing to throw in the hoop.
Yeah, you basically want to grab one of those, and depending on if you can get it, if you hit them, they go into a ball form. And so depending on if you can like get it into a ball shape some way, it's easier to throw it into the hoop. But you can also just fucking chuck groundhogs into the hoop too,
Right on.
as far as like approach here. So
Could I hold onto it and run closer with on my next?
yes,
Like if I
yeah,
grab
you can.
him and I know his secret button to get him into a ball form.
Yeah, yeah. So you're just gonna like hold it for a round.
Yeah.
Well-
Well, because you popped it out of the ground.
Yeah,
I
and
need
now
to
it's
get
your
him-
turn.
Right? Okay.
So you just, like you can take an action once you have it. Like
Yeah, so it would
so
be...
you're like right by the hoop. Like you could pick it up and just try to
this is the hoop.
score.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So I'm gonna like grab it and you know, I know the way to touch it to make it or go into a ball, tickle it. Cut handle.
Okay, so describe your approach with the pygmy bullet.
Yeah,
here.
so
Like,
I'm gonna grab him, and then I know like he has a just like right between like kind of the hard like shell type things back behind his front paws, like those like his armpits. I'm just gonna kind of tickle in just like just like a 1, 2, 3 tickle
I
in
see.
the armpit.
A
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, of
A 1,
course.
2, 3
Classic
tickle.
pygmy bullet 1, 2, 3 tickle.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make an animal handling check for me.
Oh goodness, that's a 12.
It's a 12. Okay. You scoop this thing up, and this is definitely not the first pygmy bullet you've seen. Like you do manage to tickle it under its right where its carapace meets its underarm, and it purrs at you a little bit and wraps itself up into a ball.
Perfect. I'm gonna dunk it.
All right, go ahead and make a athletics check.
Oh, great. That's gonna
You're just throwing it, right?
be a 1.
A natural 1?
No.
Well, it's a dirty 1. Yeah, it was a 2, and then I have a -1 on athletics.
All right, so I'm going to need you to roll a d6.
No. Oh, it's
A d4. Actually, do a d4. A d6 would be a lot.
1.
Oh, okay, good, awesome. Yeah, so you throw this pygmy bullet up, and it hits the side of the hoop, and it does hit it, like it kind of starts coming out of it midair, and it smacks its face into the hoop, and it does lose 1 hit point as it goes bounding off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he's not back in the ground yet. It's still on the ground. It'll either make a save next round to run away or burrow itself again. But you have one more chance to try to grab it, but it's not going to be as easy the next time.
Okay.
All right. Any bonus action fuckery either one of you two wants to get up to?
I
You
should.
have-
I should
Oh, yeah, you already did it. All right, cool. Next in the initiative, we have, that's right, the other team. So I've already pre-rolled for them, and they do a bad job. They did not even get a pygmy bullet out of the ground. The first round that they went up, the first player runs up, and it is Brittany Spoons, and she tries to play the spoons to get the bullets to come out of the ground, but I think they're a little dazed from the tuba sound that happened a few minutes ago, and so they're not as receptive to like noise, and it causes them to burrow down further. And then Billy Eyelids is just alarming looking to the bullets, so they won't come out for her either. and that's the round of the other team, so they whiff pretty quickly. And then up next after them is Styrofoam and Teddy.
Nice.
Okay, sweet.
Nice. So I have an idea. Do you have an idea?
I was thinking, yeah.
Oh, what do you have?
So I was thinking of first moving to the other
Mm-hmm.
net.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then it's Teddy Roosevelt. He's
Right.
pretty good with nature. So I was going to see if he makes a noise, or if these are making a noise that perhaps Teddy can mimic to kind of attract him, and then grab him and try to throw him in. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. I would like to marry some ideas.
Yeah,
with
let's
that.
do it.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go over here too. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. At 45 movement speed walking.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay right here.
Okay.
And then if you
Yeah,
can,
I have 30.
so if you can pop one up, attack me with it.
So like throw it at you.
Throw it at me.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use deflect missile.
Oh, shit.
Try to hit it into the hoop.
I'm following your lead, Mr. President.
And a deflect missile, for the listeners at home, is a reaction to where if I am hit with any slashing, bludgeoning, or piercing damage, I can roll a d10 to reduce it. And if it gets reduced to 0, I can use a key point to redirect it within something 5 meters of me, which the hoop is.
I love how complicated this is going to be. This is so dumb.
I love it.
Yes.
All right, cool. So you're going to try to charm a pygmy bullet out of the dirt,
Damn
Teddy,
right I am.
and then launch it at Styrofoam. And then if Sty can deflect enough of the damage, use a key point to try to score with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the idea.
given the guardrails on this actually working with the rolls, I don't think we're going to have a check outside of it. If you do manage to thread the needle of like damage to negating it,
Okay.
I think you just deflect it in.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So, okay, roll for attack, or actually, sorry, roll for trying to charm it out of the dirt. Let's do animal handling.
Animal handling. All right, let's go. Okay, so that's a 9 plus 5 is 14.
Okay, 14 meets the AC.
Nice.
What is the noise you make? Like, describe to us how you charm these things out of the dirt.
I think it's just a little like, and he just kind of like puts his hands down in the dirt and just kind of like mimics the motion as best he can that they're already making under the dirt, and just waits for one to kind of like just come right into his hands, almost like catfishing, but not as dangerous to the fingers.
The
Keeps
chat
the fingers together,
Oh my
so he just whoop, and just catches one.
the chat starts chiming in. They're like, "Oh man, this guy's hunted before. That's wild. That's so crazy."
Bully.
So you've snagged this. Go ahead and roll for attack with a thrown weapon to hit Stify with it.
I have
Styrofoam.
to find my throwing skills here.
So at the very top, I think it should be your dexterity modifier.
Yeah, it's just your-
dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay, easy, Peter. Oh, that is a 6.
That is a 6. So
Yes.
that does not meet his AC. So you're not going to hit him.
Okay.
Can he throw it at me?
Yeah.
Or can he use an initiative, inspiration?
Oh yeah, you have inspiration. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like over here, like, how the fuck do we handle? Like, I gotta save this. Yeah. So
Okay, so I'm gonna use your inspiration. Let's go here. It's an 8. It's a little better, but not
Okay.
much.
All right.
Is your strength higher than your dexterity?
Yes,
What is your strength?
it's a +4.
So that would be a 12. What's your AC?
Oh, my AC. If I'm a
Coolie?
receptive, like I'm not gonna try to not get hit by it. I'm gonna try to like if I'm a receptive person, can I forego my AC?
If I'm a receptive
If I'm a
person.
receptive,
That's true. He's accepting that.
it's just so
That's what the AC stands for.
But my
He's
AC
accepting.
is 17.
really open.
Well, so if you wanted to use the
Deflect missile.
then you have to be getting hit.
Okay, fair.
Right.
Mm.
But if you want to, seeing that he's not going to hit you, you can make a different kind of check if you want to do something else to punt it up to the to the hoop.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Can I do either an acrobatics? Can I use an acrobatics check?
Yeah, so you're trying to like grab it and flip and
Yeah. So yeah, I can sleight of hand.
I think it would be acrobatics.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I-
acrobatics.
Because I understood acrobatics to be something that I'm trying to do, whereas something with sleight of hand is something that I'm trying to accomplish.
Right. I see that.
It is kind of fuzzy because like there, I guess it's like manipulating this thing being thrown at you.
I'll do
Um,
athletic. I'll do acrobatics. I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's the difference between a +4 and a +7. Oh fuck! 3, 7.
7 total.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you throw the bullet straight up in the air. It doesn't hit the hoop because you're kind of under it. It throws it straight up.
Okay.
So you don't hurt the bullet, but you don't score.
Can I use my second action
Mhm.
to try to accomplish the exact same?
Oh my god.
So you toss it up in the air thinking it's going to go up, and you're like, oh, that's coming straight back down at me.
Straight down.
Are you gonna leap up in the air and grab it and dunk it?
Or do the like bicycle kick.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
like,
Yes.
Pele. I'm gonna do
Yes.
Pele, the Pele bicycle kick. I'm gonna do a Pele bicycle
Oh,
kick.
yeah.
Will this be an athletics check?
Yes, this will
Okay.
be athletics.
17.
There we go.
There it is.
That
Yeah.
beats it.
Perfect.
Yeah. So you bicycle kick in. The chat goes wild. You hear the crowd noise play out of everywhere around you, and people just go nuts. Oh, that was so sick. We haven't seen that since he kidnapped that guy from the soccer field. And then a bunch of the other chats like, actually, it's football, but whatever. But they love it, and you score a point.
Can I do an intimidation gaze to these two people over here?
Ooh.
Those are the two that just went, but yeah, you can do
Like
it.
just like a goading thing.
Yeah.
'Cause 20 natty.
Ooh.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, that's intimidating presence, right? That's what you're using.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, let me just double check the language of that.
Is it a
Wait.
specific action, or are you just doing an intimidation?
Oh, I was just doing an intimidation check.
Oh, I thought you were using
No,
okay.
no.
So you're doing okay, yeah, and you scored a nat 20 on an intimidation check against them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely pissed themselves. Like they're terrified of like seeing this sick, like you looked like you were gonna miss, but then you still bicycle kicked the bullet in and it sailed through the hoop, grabbed a wall, ran off. You score, turn around, mead mug them as they're being actively impressed. They just pissed themselves. They go a little weak kneed, and Billy Eyelids and Brittany Spoons are going to have a harder time next round with
Nice.
trying to get the bullet out of the ground.
Nice shot, President Styrofoam.
Thanks, Teddy.
President Styrofoam.
Well, he got
What?
the eagle before, so I feel like he's just like, I guess I'm not president, but now I'm just in this thing. He still has no idea what's going on.
You think the role of president has been usurped?
He grabbed.
He
grabbed the
his
thing.
mindset, like he's just about to be president, and he gets stolen.
Yeah, this guy got to the golden idol before me, and he's just like, oh, all right, I guess I'm here. I got to prove my worth somehow.
I just like want to be cool. I'm like flexing a little bit, like on the other side, like
The next two players up are Megan, an actual stallion, and Tile the Destroyer. Megan takes a page from Rorsche's book and just thuds the living daylights out of the ground with horse hooves, beats the ground up, scares up one of the pygmy bullets, and Tile the Destroyer does an insane interpretive dance like around it and uses his like body motion to pivot the bullet up into the air and harmlessly kicks it through a hoop, and they score a point on their turn as
Yeah.
well. And so we are back up at the top of the initiative. It is the end of round 1. The feedbacking voice of Croak Frog comes back onto the intercom and the screens light up. It says, "That's the end of round 1, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means. Let's go to the chat." And he says it like he expects everybody to say it with him, and nobody does.
I'm just mouthing.
I'm going to roll. You're on the good end of the spectrum. So I'm actually just going to use a D20 and fraction this out. There's like one of 4 things that could happen. There are varying levels of good in terms of the effect that they'll have for you. Because of the performance save at the beginning of this, you don't have the bad stuff in the mix, which is a bummer for me. But let's see. Either you get a boon or something happens to the other team. All right. That's a 5. So you have personally low gravity. What this means is that for the next round, you have advantages on any checks that have to do with jumping or leaping or sort of placing yourself somewhere physically before you make an action with the bullet.
Okay.
Nice.
So you all feel a little bit lighter to the touch, and like you can even jump like higher than you normally would.
I feel like a schoolboy.
And we are back at the top of the initiative with Rorsche and Eden.
So the bullet that Eden like hit the rim on, is that still just like on the ground? It hasn't left yet?
Yeah, if you don't do anything at the end of your turn here, it will leave.
How heavy is it?
I do have speak with animals too. I could cast.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything before when you were planning, but yeah, you do.
Do you have a persuasion as well, or?
Yeah. So I have. My persuasion is.
Shit, sorry, I was looking up
Oh,
the
okay.
weight and
But
then
my
I lost
charisma
it.
is.
Yeah, they don't weigh that much. Like they're like 20 pounds. They're little like.
Oh man, Mage Hand, the limit's 10 pounds.
Do you have persuasion? Like maybe I.
No, I'm gonna retcon this. Sorry, because it was specifically supposed to work with Mage Hand, so a little bit above board here. But so yeah, they're 10 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. Rorsche from his little like nook within the wall is just gonna like.
I forgot you're still hiding in the nook.
He's in the nook.
Yeah. He's just gonna like reach behind himself and like pull the crank just a little bit to have a little like, and a hand is gonna come out of the horn that has appeared from the backpack and just an invisible hand, a translucent hand,
Love it.
pops out and is gonna reach over and attempt to grab the bullet and just lift it and carry it into the basket.
Nice.
Okay, so what are you doing, Eden, while he's getting ready to scoop the bullet?
So I think I'm gonna cast speak with animals.
Okay.
So to maybe make our lives a little bit easier.
Okay.
Can you speak to Megan the Stallion?
I think so because I can do that for the next 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should talk to Megan the Stallion. See if we can get some info from them.
Well, should I do that or should I apologize to the bullet?
Will I have to make a check for Mage Hand or will it just happen?
If it depends on what she does.
Okay.
Ooh.
Shoot.
I mean, you having speak with animals and an actual animal on the enemy team could be, because what if they're just
Well,
like,
because I could keep using that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
not going to keep using spell slots.
yeah.
It's just going to be for that duration that I have it, right? Which is 10 minutes.
Yeah, which is like, I think one round's 5 seconds.
6 seconds.
6
Yeah.
seconds, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I would, because if I'm remembering Josh saying that they look scared at the beginning, so maybe it's like one of those things where they're here
Oh.
too.
okay, yeah, because okay. So okay. That and I also have message, so I could like message a creature. I've got multiple things here. So I'm gonna start using my talents instead of trying to be strong. Well, I want to help guide the little guy in, so maybe I just like talk to him and just say, "Hey, everything's gonna be okay," and he's gonna. My friend Rorsche is gonna gently set you down and it's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna touch you anymore. I won't tickle you anymore. I'm so sorry.
No, that part was actually kind of nice. I like that.
I mean, I can tickle you a little bit more if you want.
Love
me to.
good chicks. Yeah, you know, it's
Okay, I just won't dunk you. I just like, do you want a little tickle?
yeah, I mean, just like don't hit me in the face again, and that'd be great. Yeah,
Just like a 1, 2, 3.
love a good 1, 2, 3. You know your stuff, absolutely. So you're gonna pick me up, and that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, we're just gonna go right in here.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate you asking. Most folks just grab us, you know, we think we're in a nature preserve, and we're not.
And then the mage hand picks him up mid-sentence, and you are able to score a second
Tell your
point.
friends.
Tell your friend.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Nice.
So, you score a second point with the originally biffed bullet. And
Cool.
yeah, so you're at 2 to the other team's 1.
Yes.
Any other bonus actions you guys have you want to use action economy for before we go to the next person in initiative?
Are there 5 bullets?
There are X number of
Okay,
bullets
okay.
They're like
there.
all over.
Oh, okay.
Just quote, not enough for genetic diversity. Is,
So this is a timed thing.
yeah.
Okay,
At the end of 3 rounds, whoever wins whoever has the most points wins.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't think Rorsche has anything else to do.
Okay.
I think. Well, was that just one action? Talking to the.
Because of the event thing we're doing, unless there's something else you want to try to do, I can be talked into it. You casting speak with animals, I was using either as your action, or I think with a druid that can be your bonus action. Like I'll let you do another action if you want, since you just spoke to the thing.
Okay. Oh, Megan's right here, right? So
Yeah.
like maybe I.
Oh, you can also just talk to Megan, an actual stallion, as a free action.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Nice.
Can I just like I just say, hey, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Are you okay too? Are you not okay? You don't seem okay.
And all of you just hear her neighing at a horse randomly on the field, and then the horse neighs back. It was like, Monday's right.
I know.
If I have to die in this field one more time.
One more time. You've already died here before.
Oh, is it your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time here.
Oh, condolences.
So how many times have you been here?
I've lost track. We've been stuck here for a while.
Oh, okay. So she's been stuck here for a while, you guys. So you just keep coming back. You die and you keep coming back.
Yeah,
And then the next team interjects. It's the first round, so it
I
is
talked to you for hours.
Billy Eyelids and Brittany Spoons, and they're again having just 6 seconds ago been intimidated as fuck by Coolie. They've wet themselves. So really quickly, I'm just going to see how the audience reacts to that. Okay, cool. So.
Uh-oh.
Cool. So the audience is not impressed with them, and as they go into their next round, they do get a negative effect from the audience. In addition to the fact that they're just going to have a harder time coaxing these bullets while they're terrified, one of them is unlocked Catch a Bullet. So a medic. A medic walks out onto the field from one of the gates. The whole game pauses for a second. The medic slowly approaches Brittany Spoons, pulls out a .45 caliber handgun, shoots her in the kneecap.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I didn't know that was allowed.
She takes 7 points of damage from this bullet, and then the medic, while not curing her lost HP, spends the round repairing that wound. So now only one of them is going to get to act this round. You don't want to roll low on the bad audience check. So she catches a bullet, gets shot in the kneecap. They bandage her up instantly, but it takes the full round to do it. With disadvantage on her checks, Billy Eyelids, who doesn't have hands, is going to try to get a bullet out of the ground.
Oh.
Well, it's a natural 20 on the first one.
Wow.
So let's see what disadvantage gives. I just rolled 2 natural 20s.
Oh my
Get
goodness.
out.
I hate Billy Eyelids.
Billy Eyelids with no hand having ass.
I never
The bad
guy.
She just
The bad.
she fires a beam of sound at the ground, and it's just like a really throaty sort of and it charms a bullet up out of the dirt. And while there is nobody there to take it, there is now next to Billy Eyelids a bullet that's unharmed on the ground. And that's where we're going to wrap up our adventure for today. We'll pick up with the rest of the crew next time and get their thoughts, but I wanted to share a few hearts and wishes about the session. Big hearts for everyone's great intro scenes. I loved Solomon's, and I'll be using Lagaroth in another adventure I have planned in the town of Reproach, where he's from. The race at the beginning was super fun, where they all tried to get their totem. I love that Rorsche and Coolie decided to run together. I wish I'd made dunking the bullet a separate action in the game, and I should have made Teddy do an athletics check to jump on top of the hoop since it was 20 feet up. I also wish that I'd used Billy Eyelid's actual beholder body parts instead of saying she got shot in the knee when she rolled Catch a Bullet. I was also super stoked and loved that Grace made her character Eden into a druid. That came in super handy during the bullet encounter. Keeping it short and sweet today, I have a bunch of other thoughts, but we'll get more into it next time with the full crew. In the meantime, thank you for listening to another episode of Crash Course DM, brought to you by Anything You Can Do. We release new episodes weekly on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platform of choice. This episode was edited by Josh Greenway, starring Nathan Zimmerer, Solomon Cruz, Grace Campbell, and Patrick Bean. We love talking about the show and talking about it with you, so please feel free to comment, message us, or use the hashtag CrashCourseDM on social media to post about it. Word of mouth is our best friend right now, so please tell your friends, your family, and your enemies all about the show. And we'll catch you here next week.